of all of the supplements you can take, it's looking like probiotics are the most beneficial across the board. And yeah, I'm not talking about digestion. Everybody knows that. Probiotics help with digestion. But there are many ways probiotics affect the body in a positive ways. Many of them you're probably not aware of. We're going to talk about those 10 amazing and weird ways probiotics benefit your body. Let's go.
Is this going to be as good as creatine? Like,
the muscle building studies coming out are fascinating and interesting. I don't know where that's on your list. I know it's on your list.
It's not on this list because we've talked about it before.
Oh, okay.
But I'm glad you said that, Adam. The data on, you can look this up, everybody. You hit pause, look it up. The data on probiotics and force production, recovery, and hypertrophy are kind of wild.
Yeah.
It's a supplement that actually builds muscle. I wouldn't say it's as effective as creatine for building muscle. It's not. But it's more effective than anything else, which is kind of wild.
It's wild.
I mean, you could probably make the case, though, in certain circumstances, it could be, though, right? Like if you have like debilitating issues with your gut, and then the probiotic helps solve that. I mean, I would think that would
It's just weird to me that a probiotic. I would have never. Had you asked me this 10 years ago, I would have speculated. Oh, maybe. No, there's a direct muscle building effect.
So super. Not to derail you from your story here, but I'm curious because last time you brought it up, I actually wanted Doug to check, and I didn't ask him, so I'd like him to look up. Curious about the market. Just have we seen the probiotic market just explode? Like, was it a multi-million-dollar industry just a decade ago,
Great
and
question.
now it's tens of millions or hundreds of millions? Like, where is it at? Like, I'm so curious.
I think it's in the
I have
hundreds.
no idea.
I would say it's 100.
Yeah, it's 90.56 billion in 2025.
Wait, is that worldwide or U.S.?
Global.
But it's still 90
and
billion.
projected to reach 126 billion by 2030.
That's serious growth.
Where
and where
was
was
it?
it 20 years ago?
It was nothing.
Yeah. That's some serious growth.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That it makes sense, you guys, because it works. Here's the thing, though. If you take a good probiotic, you notice there's a lot of things that are probiotics that you might not.
What you got for me?
34 billion in 2015. So it's gone up substantially.
Almost tripled.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it kind of points. Not a lot of people eat or consume a lot of fermented foods because obviously that would cover it.
It also points to that we'd rather take a pill than actually fix our diet too.
Well, you guys, listen. Of course, you guys. I hate to say
It's
it.
easier.
I hate to say it, but it may be necessary. So, yes, we don't eat a lot of fermented foods. We also don't eat a high fiber diet, and there's fiber in certain types of fiber feeds.
Sure.
Beneficial bacteria. So that definitely plays a role. But there's also so many things that are environmental that disrupt the microbiome of the gut, from glyphosates in foods. Even organic foods sometimes have glyphosates through cross-contamination. Antibiotic use, antibiotic or antimicrobial soaps and toothpaste, just environmental things that have just totally disrupted our microbiome. It's probably essential to take a probiotic these days. And remember, a lot of your microbiome, because it's influenced by your environment quite a bit, but a lot of it you get from your mom. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so if you're a C-section baby, that's reduced. If you don't breastfeed, that's reduced. Now that girl grows up to have her own kids. And so what you're seeing is this generational decline in the quality of the microbiome of the gut. And a lot of people are connecting this to autoimmune issues.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of antibiotics and glyphosates because they're so prevalent in the environment, and it just finds its way in all of your water and in all the foods that we eat. Everything.
Another random question, since you brought up breastfeeding. When did baby formula really take off? Like, at what point did we? Because at this point, I would guess that there is a greater percentage of people that use.
It's reversing a little bit.
Oh, it is reversing.
Yeah.
But so, where was it set? Like in the 70s, I would imagine almost everybody is.
That's a good question.
Breastfeeding at that time,
yeah.
And then
it
working. I know.
You went here, so we'll blame it on you, Adam.
Yeah. Okay.
It strongly correlates with the what you could loosely label as a feminist movement. So as women went into the workforce, and as this is also part of it, everybody, so don't get pissed off with me, but this is lots of books that were very popular during these decades that labeled breastfeeding as oppressive and burdensome, and how modern science was freeing. And so there were decades there. So now it's reversed now. Okay, so now we have all this data and science supporting breastfeeding, but there were decades there where it was like, why are you breastfeeding? It's like you're going to wake up in the middle of the night, you're going to do this and that. It's, formula is just as good. Just go in that direction. So there were times like the 80s and 90s, it was like, it was, you were kind of weird if you were like, no, I'm going to breastfeed. Especially when you're in a medical.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the numbers were like, because I imagine most of our parents probably grew up being breastfed, and very few people didn't. And then I do know that it became widely popular.
Yep.
And it'd be interesting to see how much it's rebounded or gone back the other direction too. It looks kind of like a bell curve or whatever.
But yeah, so because of our environment, the way we live, probiotics are probably necessary. Muscle building, endurance, stamina, recovery, all of those things are positively affected from probiotic supplementation. Supplementation. What does that say there, Doug?
Boom.
So it has gone up. So from 2004, it was 73%, and then it went up to 84% in 2021. However, after up to 6 months in 2004, it was 11.3%. In 2022, it was 27.9%.
Of what? What's the 11 and 22? Breastfeeding?
Yeah, breastfeeding.
Okay, so breastfeeding went up.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
From 2004 to 2022?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I would imagine it was the opposite from, like, say, 1980 to 2000. I'm sure
it was growth.
Yeah,
Huge growth.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about some of the other ways that probiotics seem to benefit you. Here's one. Reduces cortisol in stressed individuals. This was a more recent study.
Now, is that just because if your digestive system is thrown off and you have trouble breaking down food, then you're going to have this low level.
Way more complex than that.
Okay.
Way more complex than that. You have the gut-brain axis. You have GABA being produced by, oftentimes is heavily influenced, like other neurotransmitters from the gut. You have the HPA axis, just the hypothalamus, the pituitary, the adrenals, how they communicate with each other. Probiotics seem to balance those out. So, by the way, this cortisol lowering doesn't happen in people who don't have, stressed levels of cortisol. Yeah. In other words, it's not a cortisol lowering drug. It's it creates this balancing effect. So somebody who's under a lot of stress, who has these inverted cortisol levels and has all these issues with it, which it'll feel like is in the morning, I feel like I get hit by a car. It takes me a couple cups of coffee to get moving. At night, I'm tired but wired, and then I can't sleep or I get broken sleep. Probiotics, easy way to kind of help with that, which is pretty cool. That was a more recent one. Huh. Another one, improves anxiety and depression. So this is pretty significant. It's actually a significant anti-anxiety, anti-depression intervention, especially when you compare it to other over-the-counter interventions. Of course, not as good as exercise and just eating healthy. But if you're like, yeah, I got some anxiety, can I take a supplement? Probiotics. That's the way. That's a good one. It boosts immune function. That one's a little bit more well known, but we see lower rates of viral infection, bacterial infection, better inflammatory pathways from supplementing. Again, this is from people supplementing with probiotics. Lowers blood pressure. So they find it to lower blood pressure. Reduces LDL cholesterol. Here's a cool one. Enhances skin health. Reduces acne and eczema from taking oral probiotics.
So I imagine all these that you're listing off, that there are studies to support that they've controlled all things equal. This is the only thing they've changed is added this probiotic, and all those markers are showing improvements.
So lifestyle tests are difficult because there's so many things to control. Probiotics, easy. They take groups of people who aren't taking probiotics. We're going to give you this one that contains, and we're going to give you a placebo, and then let's see what happens. So it's like it's a easier type of study to conduct. So it's not like a survey. How many tomatoes do you eat, or do you eat healthy?
Yeah, I feel like those are terrible.
No, it's like here's your 30-day supply. Of this thing. We're not going to tell you what it is.
Right.
Half of you get a placebo. Half of you get a a probiotic, and the researchers don't even know who gets what, so it's double blind.
Yeah.
And then they come back and report back and see what's going on. But acne and eczema, you see a benefit from probiotics.
Just keeps pointing to like how many things are affected by your gut bacteria, and like healthy gut bacteria obviously is going to make a massive difference in so many directions.
Today's program giveaway is MAPS Powerlift. If you want to enter to win, leave a comment below this video. In the first 24 hours that we drop it, also subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. If you win, we'll notify you in the comment section. Also, 60% off everything. Black Friday starts right now. 60% off every MAPS workout program, every bundle of workout programs, every guide. Everything is 60% off, and every purchase enters you in a contest. 2 people are getting a 1-week free stay at the Mind Pump Park City House, plus $1,000 towards their travel. We'll get people who are going to win free coaching. It's awesome, and that's just for getting something that's on a huge discount. Go check it out. Go to mapsfitnessproducts.com. Use the code Black Friday for the sale.
All right, real quick, if you love us like we love you, why not show it by rocking one of our shirts, hats, mugs, or training gear over at mypumpstore.com. I'm talking right now. Hit pause, head on over to mypumpstore.com. That's it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
It's so funny to hear that about like acne, because when we were kids, if you asked a dermatologist, like, does my diet impact this at all? They would
say no.
Do
they still say that?
They would scoff at you.
Right. I wonder if they still say that.
Well, I know they did not just 10 years ago or less, when I was still seeing a dermatologist for my psoriasis. I mean,
they said no, it doesn't affect
it. Oh yeah, no, that doesn't matter. It's like, really? Feels like it should.
Yeah, I feel like I have an effect.
Yeah.
What, what's funny about that? Not to go off topic, but what wouldn't a better diet affect?
Well,
can you name anything that it wouldn't, like any issue that someone has, would eating healthier
with your body
affect it?
Yeah.
Always.
All things.
Yeah, like what wouldn't it, I'm trying to think right now. I think it all gets affected. It's weird that a doctor would say that.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be like why? It's because they're not trained in it. Who was it? Dr. Peter Attia was just on 60 Minutes.
I saw
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
And she's like, I don't remember what the question was.
She asked, how many people would you do is like hocus pocus?
Yes.
Yeah.
And which is crazy, because literally what Dr. Attia is doing, he's a real physician. He's I believe Harvard. No, is it Stanford? Stanford trained. That's where he got his education. And all he's doing is like fitness and nutrition protocols in addition to the traditional medical protocols. And she mentioned hocus pocus.
Why is that hocus pocus?
It's so weird. It's not like he's doing weird stuff. He's not doing
he's not biohacking stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm testing their grip strength. I'm testing their VO2 max. We're doing exercise protocols.
Pretty fundamental things.
Hocus pocus.
Yeah, it's so weird. And then she asked him that, and he said, how much training do you think, he goes, I went to Stanford, I trained doctor. How much training do you think I got in exercise? Zero.
Yeah.
How much training do I think I got in nutrition? Almost zero.
Yeah.
He's like, so that's why other doctors don't have the training in it.
Yeah.
So they don't. What does that say there, Adam? I mean, Doug, sorry.
Yeah, it seems like dermatologists are now suggesting dietary changes.
Yeah, see?
So it's coming.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Relatively new though, because like I said, it wasn't that long ago when I seen a dermatologist. I think actually that was kind of like the tipping point for me. It was like at that point I'm pretty fully aware. I was kind of more just asking like, hey, is there anything I could do? It was like I knew the answer. It was more like let's see where you're at here. Yeah, let's see how they respond. And I'm like, and when they were just like, oh yeah, no, that doesn't really matter.
Well, you guys know they still use this. You know what one of the big medications for really bad acne is? Accutane. Doug, how does look up Accutane? If I'm not mistaken, it is a very powerful antibiotic, or am I tripping? Can you look that up and how it works and what? Because I know that Accutane's got some really wild side effects. What does it say?
Yeah, it's retinoid derived from vitamin A.
Okay. So is it antimicrobial or is it there you go. Limits bacteria
or a pill.
Yeah. And it's got some it's a very powerful drug. But anyway, so helps with acne, helps with eczema. It supports weight loss and fat reduction. Here's what's cool about this. There are no supplements that help with that. There's pretty much no supplement you'll give someone and then you'll see a statistical significant reduction in fat loss without lifestyle changes. There just isn't. Yeah. This one there is. These people lost, not a ton, but they didn't change anything else. They lost about 2 pounds of body fat and about 1.8 centimeters around their waist, which in the realm of supplements for fat loss is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because supplements pretty much do nothing when it comes to fat loss. So I thought that was pretty cool. Improves sleep quality, reduces allergy symptoms, and supports oral health like gingivitis and gum disease. So crazy what it does. The athletic performance benefits for me, I think are a great selling point because I know of all the things
I would never put those together.
Yeah, and I know of all the things I talk about that I just said, our audience is
That's
very
the most,
fit. That's the one.
Build muscle, burn fat. That's
Everyone's
like, now I'm interested.
Done. Let me use this one. Oh, and it makes me healthy too. Cool.
The fact though that it's a $90 billion industry, the amount of bootsy probiotics that are out there.
Bootsy.
I mean, there's got to be. I mean, that's just got to be. Taking it back on you guys. That would be my biggest concern as a consumer. I feel like as a lot of these things that get a lot of popularity, the studies start popping out. I think of the red light therapy in the last decade, same thing.
Yep.
Like, and then here come all the charlatans. And so buyer beware. I mean, I think one of the biggest mistakes people make when they hear stuff like this and they go out is they go find the thing and they search the cheapest version of whatever that thing is, and that's what they purchase, thinking that they're getting what they read about or heard about.
Listen, go with seed. Yeah. If you're hearing this right now, you go with seed. There is, when you're looking at quality supplements, there's always a difference in every market of supplements because the supplement industry is just notoriously terrible. So Consumer Reports will test protein powders. The recent one came out, it was like, I don't remember, it was like 7 out of 10 of them had high levels of heavy metals, or they'll test other supplements like, 8 out of 10 had nothing in the pill or had barely, whatever. But when it comes to probiotics, and I know this gut health was a big issue for me for decades. You have seed over here, and then you have everybody else way over here. It's like it's a universe of a difference in terms of the science, the application, the delivery. The bacteria is alive at room temperature. It's stable. It gets delivered to where it needs to. They test they have a simulated digestive tract to see what's happening. There's no other probiotic that comes close. So I would just go with seed. That's the one. Yeah. Anyway, I got an article I want to talk to you guys about. Have you guys been seeing this like going viral right now about these reports? I'll pull this one up on like the international spy network that's been that's infiltrated Silicon Valley for a while.
Our feeds are also different.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't get this one.
Okay, from
me, Justin would get that one. Maybe.
No, I'm surprised you didn't either because you know what this is? What would be if you're Russia or China?
Okay.
And you're like, I want to
corporate espionage.
You're like, I want to steal secrets from these tech billionaire nerds.
Okay. Where do I go?
How would I get? What's the best way?
Honeypot them.
Oh
yeah, every time.
Honeypot them with what though? What are they? What are you gonna?
Well, no, you don't know what that term is. Honeypot.
Yeah, honeypots are where you track them.
Yeah, but it's specific for spying. Is women.
Oh. I thought honeypotting someone just means in general you basically entrap them with
the spy world. A honeypot is
always a girl.
It's
pretty much.
I mean, guys aren't very effective at honeypotting.
Yeah. I mean, you might have a demographic.
I always thought honeypotting was not specific to like you're using a woman to attract that it was more like you're basically entrapping people using something that would entice them.
No,
but I didn't know that it was specific to
in the spy world. You send attractive women.
Oh yeah.
Over to
for sure that's the way to get all. You get all those nerds.
Yeah, these guys that got no attention in high school and college.
Game.
At all, and then they're billionaires, and then suddenly, they're getting all this attention.
So how's that? So wait, tell me this. This is interesting to me now. So what's?
I knew. That's why I was like,
this is interesting. Well, so how's it unfolding? So
I've heard about these tech bro murders. Like that's a whole like class of incidences around here too. And one of them was in Santa Cruz, and this guy was like, this billionaire who. He had like a boat like in the harbor and everything, and they caught him dead. This prostitute like was basically there doing heroin with him.
Oh my God.
And then like left and apparently he was having like a seizure or something, died.
So these aren't prostitutes. They're not sex workers.
These are spies.
They send highly educated women who are very attractive,
that's what we'll work on.
Who don't even have an accent sometimes.
Wow.
Remember, this is funded by the state. This is like Russia's funding it, China's funding it.
Yeah.
They send them over and they play a long game. So they go over there, and these articles are crazy because they've got a couple of them now that are like spilling the secrets to us and saying like, well, here's what we do. They'll come over there and they have a whole strategy. So
they're like in legit relationships with these guys?
Married.
Yeah.
They'll go as far as to get married and have kids.
Wow.
And then the guy totally trusts them.
Of course.
And they get all kinds of secrets from them that they send over to these other countries. It's like a super long game.
So crazy and dark.
Dark.
Right?
So here's
prey off somebody like that for that long.
So here's the script.
And you have kids with them?
Here's the script. You first appear in their life. Listen, so this girl goes in here and she spills like this.
Mother Russia, huh?
Yeah. So first you appear in their life 7 times before making contact. So you want to be around them about 7 times so they kind of notice you a bunch of times. Then she says is when they finally meet you, their brain already trusts you. Then she says it starts with love bombing, messages, compliments, selfies, bikini photos. Then you typically, it's not always, but oftentimes you paint this story that you got a sad backstory. My parents were killed, or I'm a student, or I'm broke. Yeah. Now billionaire nerd guys like, I'll save you.
I'll take care of you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's then they also use another technique where they fake mutual connections. So they'll start following friends, or they'll make friendships with your friends, and it's all totally fabricated. Then once trust is established, the psychological manipulation escalates. They'll make you doubt yourself. Things like your boss doesn't appreciate you, your colleagues use you. Then we understand each other. We're in this together. They'll create stress. It's crazy. I'm reading all this stuff and I'm like, and they're well trained, like they know how.
Now I imagine that's a better strategy than literally infiltrating like that and then trying to just steal from them. Stealing their ideas will be probably harder to prove and get them. Like, right? Like obviously if she's in the point where having kids, she's got bank account access. She's probably got access to money. But doing that would get you caught up versus I'm just spying and giving.
Well, part of it is that.
Yeah, the information.
Part of it is sabotage. So here's this company and they're competitive and I'm just going to stress him out. I'm going to make his home life like this terrible.
The power of a woman right there.
Dude. There was a
many empires have
There was
fallen.
a famous case of a congressman. Maybe you can find out, Doug, where if it was found out that his girlfriend was a Chinese spy. And he was a congressman.
That. Yeah.
And so then what she'll do, she'll influence your voting or get, more insider information or whatever. And I'm like listening to this, I'm like, there's no defense. Like I said, you got a bunch of dudes. First of all, you just get a bunch of dudes. Let's just start there.
This is the oldest hustle that's existed.
You just get a bunch of dudes, okay? You don't even have to say anything else. And you get an attractive woman who seems intelligent, who's like needs help or whatever. Like already he's weak, especially if he's single. And that's what she's saying. Typically they'll target single guys.
Yeah.
But if he's also a total dork and he never had that kind of attention, oh my God. And then he's probably justifying it, right? He's like, well, yeah, she's with me because I'm successful and I'm helping her. And so that's why this is. Meanwhile, your friends are like, what's going on here, dude? What's this happening, dude?
It's like a movie waiting to happen right there. I mean, did they unveil anybody that's in the?
They have people who are giving like information now who are like, And
imagine being that guy, and you find
Look
out.
at this.
Oh, I know, right? You have kids with them.
Look at this. Look at this. Christina Fang, known as Fang Fang, she was a Chinese spy who formed relationships with up-and-coming U.S. politicians. Okay, look at this picture.
Yeah,
deadly Come on, bro.
Fang.
You didn't score that girl.
No, dude.
Come on, dude.
Look at that guy.
You're not that funny. You know what I'm saying? You're not that charming, bro.
I mean, he looks jolly.
Yeah, dude.
But
I
not funny.
And I mean, as I'm listening to this, I'm like, this is the most brilliant thing. There's no, what's the defense?
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because even I was training quite high profile type Silicon Valley executives and whatnot. And you sit there and you're like, okay, I have to take this call. And it's like, you try not to listen. But like, I'm sitting there listening to really crazy important information, you know, that they're discussing. And
is that how you made so much money in your stock?
yeah, I definitely used it to my advantage. I didn't, but I mean, it's like Steve Jobs or who, like, it's on the phone. You're just like, whoa, it's crazy. But, you know, that trust, you could establish that trust pretty effectively, and then
especially
get far.
A woman like that.
That's
I mean, you're just a
next
trainer.
level.
Yeah. You're there. I mean, imagine you're this guy, and it hasn't came out yet, and then somebody knocks on your door to tell you. Like, that's. I mean, how many?
Can you imagine you've got like a 6-year relationship?
Yeah. How many dudes would deny? No, she's not. She's not. No, she's not.
I trust her.
Yeah. No, she's not.
I love her.
Yeah.
We love
lying.
each other.
Yeah.
Oh, devastating.
Yeah.
You imagine how crushed?
Oh.
How crushed you would be?
Yeah.
Maybe is that the worst? Like that has to be worse than even like.
Imagine if you had kids with her.
That's got to be worse than even having her step out on the marriage, right? So worse than like finding out
the whole time she was working on you. She was working you the whole time.
I think okay, put yourself in that position
because
right
the
now.
whole thing's a lie.
What would you
dude.
have? You one or the other happens to you. You don't have a choice. Either she.
Yeah, like right now.
She's
like we found out our
That's
wives.
right. Our wives, okay, right now.
For a
you either
competing
find
podcast.
out she's cheating on you, has another man and maybe even family, okay,
Yeah.
with someone else,
Devastating.
Wow.
or this
She
whole
was a
time
spy.
she's been working you and she's a spy. And
Which one's worse?
Yeah, the spy.
Spy.
Yeah, for sure.
Spy.
Definitely. That would be because then because here's the thing. Here's what your head would rationalize for the cheating part. Yeah, but it was good at the beginning, or she still kind of could have loved
This
me.
happened.
Yeah, it was a rough
she
time.
did love me.
Where did it go wrong?
Where spy is like
She never loved
she
me.
never loved
even
me.
had
This was
interest.
all fake.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Yeah, that's way worse.
Devastating.
Way worse.
Oh, that'd be
Right?
that would crush me.
Ugh.
And you know, I think about again. Imagine if this was one of you guys or me, right? Like you would probably. I can imagine my head being like, "Well, she was a spy, but I know she loves me now."
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You'd
I
be in
know I
denial. You 100% would be. If she did that good of a job where you had kids and you've been together for 6 years,
That would turn
even somebody telling you
that would turn me celibate. I'd be like, never, nothing from the rest of my life.
I'm
mean,
going
you
to
definitely-
China and retaliating.
Well, you imagine the trauma you have with that. You never trust anybody after that.
Nobody. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I'd
Yeah.
just be celibate forever. Oh, that'd be.
I'm like, I'm gonna start working for Huawei. Yeah.
What is
I'm
Walmart?
gonna honey pot somebody.
You're so easy to fight. You wouldn't fit in as big old white Justin coming in.
You're a spy in China. No, I don't think that's working,
Yeah,
bro.
I'll be a spy. I'm not obvious.
It's easy.
Just blend
We'll
right
stop
in,
you at the
dude.
airport. You can't come in here, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was
That's crazy, man.
I told you guys
That
a
is.
story, and I don't mind saying this now because if she hears and just screw you, it's just terrible. It was one of the worst experience I ever had. I had this woman who hired me to train her, and she was in her, I want to say mid-20s, and I didn't know much about her at the time fiance. They were about to get married. She came in to hire me. I trained her once, and she's like, "Hey, can you train me at my house?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "I'd like you to train me in my soon-to-be husband." So I was like, "Yeah, okay, no problem." So we set up this package. They buy all this training, and I drove up for the first time to this house, and I'd never seen a house like this in my life. It was, I think it was 17,000 square foot house.
Wow.
Okay. So I
Las
drive up
Vegas.
to it, and I don't know if you guys ever had a client like this where you have no idea and you start driving this neighborhood. You're like, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah.
So I pull up to this ridiculous, I've never seen a house like this still to this day, I've never seen a house like this. I go up to it and I ring the doorbell, and they buzz me in. I walk in and I get lost. It's such a big house. I get lost. So I have to call them. I finally get to the room where we're working out.
Yeah.
And she was like a 25-year-old stereotypical blonde, pretty blonde girl, whatever.
Yeah.
He was, if you could imagine what a tech nerd would look like if I were to tell you.
Yeah.
Like classic, glasses, skinny, super awkward dude.
Yeah, real into Strava.
Yeah, and he was he was probably 40, so there's already a huge age gap.
Yeah.
And the whole workout, guys, she demeaned him so terribly.
Yeah.
The whole workout. And I don't think I've ever told this story on the podcast. I refunded them because I couldn't handle it. Like, she was like, "You're so weak. I can't believe you can't do that." And like, horrible.
That's so awkward.
And
dude.
I remember the whole time I'm thinking in my head, like, bro, I know why you're with her,
yeah.
but this is not cool.
Yeah, but isn't that
That's
the
toxic.
highest? Okay, so
It was really
the men. What's that called? Okay. Where they pay for women to demean them and like.
I don't think it was a kink. I think he was just.
You say that, but it's that.
No, I could tell
that type of guy that is the most likely to high power executive.
He wasn't.
Everyone tells you, oh, he wasn't like that.
No, bro.
It's like billions with what.
No, I could tell. I could tell she was making these comments to him, and he was just get crushed.
So I told you that.
Sad.
So I trained 3 different clients that, and I didn't even know this was a thing where we were at that were mail order brides, and then same thing, same exact thing. It was always like this kind of tech nerd guy, and he was like in his late 40s, early 50s, and she was like in her mid 20s.
At least he knows what he's
barely spoke any English at all. And like the first time I was like totally lost. I was like, this is such an interesting relationship. And then by the second and the third one, I realized like, oh, this is kind of a thing over here.
Wow.
Like I had no idea I didn't even know it was a thing until I started asking questions, and someone's like, oh yeah, that was probably a mail order bride. Looked it up, and I'm like, oh my God, that's totally what that was. Like,
but it was, I remember feeling so sad because the whole hour I trained him, she would make these little comments that were and he would get so crushed and so sad. And you could tell she was just making him feel like garbage the whole time, but I was so uncomfortable.
in front of another man. I was like,
dude.
Yeah, dude, in front of, you know what I mean? Yeah. And she'd make a comment about me. Like that would make
why don't you have
feel
arms like Sal?
Oh. You know, maybe you're right. Maybe afterwards.
I'm telling
Thanks,
you, dude.
babe.
I'm telling you, that's
exactly
like
what I wanted.
Pink weights.
I mean, I don't even know how we make Doug Google search this, but I know that's like a popular kink for, and it tends to be that guy, the guy that has a lot of power, a lot of money, a lot of success, used to being told yes, and so they want someone to be like that.
Feared at work, but
like there's a genre of guys that literally just take abuse virtually. Yeah. They don't even see the women, like they give women money to like, I forget what it's called. Well, there's a name for it where they like,
the ones
basically punk them and make them these
humiliate them. Yeah,
they humiliate them, they punk them, and they make them give them money. Give me $1,000. You need to give me $1,000, and then like the guys.
But this was his fiance though. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was paying. Like he's going to be married to this girl.
Well, that's just it. So that's even better than paying for it for some random stranger. You marry it, so you get it every day.
I don't believe it. I don't know.
I mean, if that's your thing, right? If that's your thing.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable. And I
mean, when it's that,
and I made up some excuse like, I can't drive over here. It's not going to work. And I refunded them.
I mean, you got to think if it was
like treat him separately.
If it was not normal and he was really that uncomfortable, he probably wouldn't have even wanted you to come back. You chose not to come back.
But I don't know. That was my perception. Maybe you're right.
How old are you at that time? 20 what?
I was probably, that's a good question. I was probably in my mid 20s.
Oh, mid?
Yeah, so I'd been already training for a while. I mean, who knows? I could be wrong. I don't care. Either way, I was uncomfortable as hell. Like, I'm not coming here anymore. I mean, even more what you said is true, even worse.
Yeah, I know.
I made the right decision.
It's even weirder. Yeah, no matter what, that'd be weird.
Oh, it's crazy. Anyway, I got to, I got to tell you about, so, my series has been going on, and I did an episode with Jason Khalipa. So everybody probably knows who he is, but I'll say, if you don't, he's like a CrossFit
stud.
Yeah, like he won early on as a young kid, super, and he's just also this really good guy. We've had him on the show a couple times, and each time I've talked with him, you just meet someone who's just genuine. He's a very genuine, nice guy, and I had him in my series, and it was such a great time working out with him, talking about faith, hearing his journey, and so that's up right now, and I'm getting all these great comments from people. But it's really great. Just want to shout out to him, man. It's running into people in the fitness space who are that influential, who are also that humble and authentic is rare.
Yeah,
is rare.
Yeah. Did he talk about his men's group in the morning and how big it is now?
Yeah,
how many people we were trying to figure out the other day?
I didn't ask him how many people, but it's getting huge. What's cool too is while we were talking, he's like, for the prior year, he had worked with a team that was helping him build his social media presence.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I fired them because it was a lot of like, stuff that works on social media, poking fun at people and
gimmicky stuff.
He's like, I don't like it, dude. He goes, personally, if I know what the mission and the purpose is and I feel good about it, then the business will follow. And if it doesn't, so be it. He goes, it didn't feel right to just poke at people and try to talk about
integrity.
Does he still have all his gyms? He had 31 locations.
I don't know.
the very first because
He's a smart businessman.
We've had him on the show twice. And the first time I asked him about the clubs, and I was just really interested in the business side of everything that he did. And I know he had like 31 gyms all over the world too. They're not just like I know he's like worldwide. But I remember how him talking about how difficult. I mean, the amount of revenue he was generating and the fact that he had to have 31 gyms to generate that was a lot of work, a lot of stress. I'm curious of where he's at in his life now, if he's still managing that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know his one over here does really well.
Yeah.
They're very popular.
Yeah.
But he's got a loyal following. Again, because he's a good guy. Obviously.
It's crazy though. So I mean, I look at it the opposite way is not because it's successful, but someone of his as famous as he is, as good as he is, smart, he has all the right attributes, qualities to run the successful thing. Still, it's not a lot of money for the amount of work and effort. Like people just have no idea.
He's very purpose driven.
Yeah,
he is very purpose driven. Has a lot of integrity, and every time I hang out with him, it just keeps confirming. He put together, if I'm not mistaken, a charity after what his daughter went through.
Oh yeah. They do a big dinner every year.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
So he's just and the men's thing that he does in the morning is free. So you have a top level celebrity CrossFit, guy who takes, I don't know how many men show up now, 100, at least 50 in the morning.
That's a big group.
And he does it. He wakes up early. He brings the equipment. He packs up his truck. He brings it over there, and he charges nothing. A
lot of respect for that.
Tons
of
respect.
A lot of discipline just to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just to get up and to do that. 3 kids or 2?
I think he has 2.
Yeah, I know he has 2 or 3. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
It's also funny too is every time I'm hanging out with a top level athlete in any sport, just my fitness brain. I know you guys are like this. You just notice the genetic, like where they are.
The advantages with
Yeah. You can just see like, oh yeah, this guy. He is a chimp. I told him that too. So you're like such a chimp.
Yeah, he's a gorilla grip.
Dude, he's got these big old hands and just like he's like a total classic mesomorph. Just heavily muscled.
You're around him, Justin. I know you're around a lot of gymnastic parents. Have you guys had any situations recently with all the parents that you've been around? Have you picked up dad tips or any dad hacks? Anything that you picked up from another parent that you went, that's
for like getting their kids to
just period, like anything in general, like the last time you've seen something that somebody else did, and you're like, oh, that's cool, or I like that, like I want to implement something like that.
Just like a stadium chair. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Not like that, bro. Not like that.
What do you mean? That's brilliant.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I gotta get
you ever sit on a bench for 4 hours?
I know, my back was hurting. I was like, you really figured this out, guy.
What kind of snacks you got?
Not what I was. Not what I was thinking.
Stadium chair and snacks.
No, I'm always curious. We just had Sean Stevenson in the store in the shop, and I was asking him a question in there. I wanted to hear about his experience with his kids, and I'm always looking for that. For especially parents, like people that I can relate to as far as like, the business, the success that he's had while also raising kids and everything like that. So can you remember the last thing, or has there been anything?
Not really. It's more like, because everybody has their own dynamic that's like unique to them. And like a lot of times they do a lot. They're obsessive over multiple sports and traveling. And like, so a lot of the parents that I tend to hang out with are kind of like, they're very into what their kid's doing, but then they're like gone. They're going to go take them to soccer. Now they're going to go take them to this traveling team and this one. And like, I'm trying to figure out how to kind of keep them focused on the one thing. And then, we have good conversations about like their training and, what they're doing nutrition wise and all that kind of stuff. And they ask me a lot of questions about that. But
that's a good point though too. Okay, so I guess I got to reframe this even different. Like,
I'm trying to think because
maybe
life advice I don't really get from
no,
them.
not even that. So like, or maybe that's like, because what you said, like you learn from that. Just you're doing I'm
doing the opposite.
Because I could make cases for that too, where I see a parent like, what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you remember the last thing that you've seen or that made you go like, oh, I need to pay attention to that because I don't want that.
You know what's crazy on the data on some of that involvement is so you guys know the whole like you've heard this before, right?
I see the strain that really puts on.
So
the family.
you guys have heard this, right? Like when you're married, a mistake people will often make is they place their children above themselves, or above each other.
Yeah.
So what you find in the data is when husband and wife prioritize each other above the kids have a better outcome. Everybody has a better outcome.
Yeah.
Which is counterintuitive because when you have kids, you love them so much. And I can see in some ways you'll love them even more than your spouse in some ways because they're innocent, they're kids, all that stuff. Where it's like, no, the kids come first. Kids come first. And when you look at the data, if you place your kids first, then actually they suffer as a result.
Do you know why I think that's so hard? I think that a lot of people are in tough marriages or relationships, and then they have the kid, and because the kid is so much to focus on, it distracts them from the root issues, and then the relationship seems to get better because maybe the fighting isn't as bad, or they're not
because they're busy.
They're busy. And then they're both probably good people and they want to have a good kid, and so they're both kind of attacking that, and so they think that the kid is like helped the marriage, but really all it really did was like put that to the side.
So you see divorce spike when kid moves out.
So when the kid, and I bet you that's almost always that's the relationship where that happens, is like they never really addressed the problems in the relationship before the kids. The kids just created this great distraction. And because they both cared about being good parents so bad, they just said, oh, we'll forget about our marriage and we'll just focus on this.
I think that's a valid theory. I've seen data on this. So of course we got to go, let's look at data. And if you have a not good relationship, adding kids to it typically makes it worse. But here's what the data also shows, that a good relationship can often get strained when a child is involved. And it's typically, well, let me ask you guys, who is the one that typically is challenged the most with placing the child above the marriage? Husband or wife? Mom or dad? It's typically mom. And this is where this is what the data shows. Mom suddenly becomes a mom.
Yeah.
Now my kids are everything.
Yeah.
Husband is down here.
Yeah.
And so then husband becomes resentful towards mom, doesn't know how to verbalize it because meanwhile, she's taking care of the kids.
Right.
And then you feel selfish because you're like, well, okay, well, she's with the kids.
Sitting in the back seat.
And this causes big problem. And it's typically mom. And and what makes it so challenging is if you tell a mom this, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck saying, hey, you put your kids above your husband. She's like, well, yeah, it's my kids. Of course they need more, this, that, and the other. So that's what the data shows.
I mean, a lot of the female clients that I trained, they were aware of that. Because I remember that being something that I would communicate when I get a mom that I was about to train. And it always hit home when I talk about, your whole life, you probably put all these other people above yourself, and it's time to take care of yourself. Most of them were pretty aware of that. I'd have to say that in our house, it's different. I wouldn't, Katrina was like, I remember a part of what I think I was.
You guys do a good job prioritizing each other.
Yeah. She was very adamant about that from day one. Like she was just
makes time, make sure that you guys have time.
Yeah, she was always that. It's us first. It's us versus him versus like it's him and then us. It's us. And so since day one, she's always prioritized our relationship. And she's been good about it even before Max. Like because I'd say our work was our baby before having a son, and like I've always deferred that power and control to her of like, hey, when you feel like we're not connecting enough or doing enough, like you don't have to talk to me about it. You literally just you just say you're not going anywhere. We're going here and I'll always concede because I trust you to see that better than me, and let me do what I do really well, which is bury myself into the thing for us, and then you pull me up for air when you think
that's awesome.
Do that. And
Courtney's always been good about that too. It's just like I think sometimes because we divide and conquer, and we're like we look at it so much that we're a team, and that there's times too where it's like we have two kids, and so one has this event over here, and then one has this here, and like how can we be most effective with this? And so sometimes we'll get into this like enough of these events happen where we're separate, and then it becomes a bit of strain, and we don't realize that that's adding up. And
Yeah.
so to get on top of that and really prioritize the dating again, I think that's something where it slips, but we acknowledge it.
I
Date night once a week.
Yeah.
We have to prioritize
it. Sounds so
it.
silly, but it makes a huge difference.
It's, you know, for us, I think it's easy, but I've often said this to Katrina when I think about you guys with multiple kids, because I think about, like, one of the things that makes it really easy is that, like, at all times Katrina's mom is available for us to do that. But I don't know if I handed her a 6-year-old and a newborn by herself.
Right. Or if you didn't have family like that.
Yeah, like, so then it would be really tough. Like we talked about it. It's like, man, we're really blessed that we've got family, we've got our mom, but it's like, but if we had 2, it would throw a curveball in it, because it's not like I can't see her mom taking a newborn and Max would be a lot. That's a lot for her mom, especially in all day. Like, we can just take off for a day or 2. And so that would change this up a lot. And so I think that would, and then it only gets more as they get older and do sports in different directions.
And it gets super complex. It's like, okay, well, I have family nearby. Well, okay, get a nanny. I can't afford a nanny. Well, what do I do now? And so what some people will do is you'll have families doing life together, and they'll work with each other. So, hey, you know, Wednesday nights we'll take your kids. Thursday nights we'll take your kids. But it has to be a priority.
Well, that's been I guess if I want to go back to your original question about, like, with other parents, I started to be more open about offering that. Like, we can take your kids to practice. We can, provide whatever. Like, they could stay at the hotel with us, when we travel here. Like, we offer it first, as opposed to, like, just kind of,
and they tend to give it back.
Yeah, and it's reciprocated, and it's been very helpful, especially now we have to travel more with, like, the school. It's like 45 minutes, and it's been a pain. The scheduling has been a pain.
Yeah,
so that helped.
I wish. I mean, Sal, this isn't for you, because you saw this, I think, better. Maybe, and I'm curious, Justin, if what you were like. Like, I wish somebody would have communicated to me. I probably would have been less of a pain in the ass to be with in my 20s and 30s. If someone would have really communicated the value of family with raising kids. It seems obvious, but it really wasn't that obvious.
Yeah, give yourself some credit though, bro. You didn't have the grace.
I know, but like I wish someone would have hammered that home to me, because then I would have had way more patience, even when I didn't have a kid, of the value of that. Where I was such a little brat, like, of just like, I don't want to do this. Like, this is like the like I
why do we have to meet with the family?
Yeah. Why we again? We were just there 3 days ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, like, I don't want to go to, like, I was such a little brat about that, because I didn't until having my son, I didn't see that, and then I'm like, okay, I can't be alone of the only person who didn't realize how important and how valuable. And then just the power of that, the power of the family dynamic and community, of having a grandmother and aunts and uncles that all have a relationship with him, not just for him and the value of what it's for him, but then to how this conversation started, just how important it is that we stay.
Yeah, and
like that. Like,
and I got to add something to this, because you also have become, this you particularly or specifically, flexible with the fact that he's with people that may not completely mirror all of your exact, grandma's going to buy him a toy, give him some candy, or, maybe he'll watch more TV, whatever. Because that could also be a problem. You could also be like, no, we're not going over there, because then it's not going to be exactly what
I find I resist.
I've heard you talk about that.
Yeah. I resist that a little bit, and I know I have to. It's easier now that he's at 6, because I feel like I've built a foundation. It was harder when he was like 2, 3, 4, when I felt like I was laying that foundation. I feel like,
but I've heard you over the years. I've heard you go through this process.
Yeah, it's been a process,
loosening up.
Yeah, it's been a process, and I'm sure a lot of other parents struggle with this. We've
had callers that have said this.
When you're trying to lay these new set of values or foundations or beliefs or nutritional habits or movement habits or non-television habits with your child. And if they're integrated into a family that doesn't value any of those things very much, it can be really challenging. But what I love is that it was a little bit of a push and pull for the first 5-6 years. Once you establish that, it's actually really easy now. It's so cool. Like, it's so cool to hear stories of them telling me, Like, yeah, we asked him if you want to go to McDonald's. He's like, no, I don't eat that, or I don't want that. It's just like, ha ha ha. You know, it's
Make
like,
the kid happy.
Yeah,
right?
no, I love it. I love that they can offer or try those things, and they realize that he doesn't even care.
That's my son. Does it have red dye?
Yeah. No, I absolutely love that he's like, but early on, but it wasn't like that. So, but I get you for sure.
Speaking of integration or whatever, I have now, I've told you this last couple times. So green juice now has made it into my regular daily repertoire because we have it here in the studio. I've been using it pretty daily. And it's interesting. Every time I use it consistently, I'm always like, why did I stop? And the first, a nice feel-good product.
Yeah.
And we talked earlier about...
Just need reminders.
Yeah. And we talked earlier about probiotics. What goes along with that is creating an environment that fosters good bacteria growth. And the Organifi green juice is one of the things that'll do that. It'll feed good bacteria.
Would you pay a premium for it to be in a ready-to-drink?
I'd drink it. Yeah.
Yes, but I wonder if that would they'd have to add things to prevent it from degrading or something like that. There's complications with keeping things in liquid form versus it being freeze dried or in a dried powder in terms of shelf life.
Oh, I wonder if that would be because I don't know any company that has a ready to drink green juice.
There are, but they have like a shelf life typically, and it's not this. It's not. Yeah.
Because I know I would.
Because it's real food.
I would pay a premium for that.
Yeah, they're perishable usually. Like
I know I know it would ramp the cost up extremely high though. I mean, I think the average person would be like, forget that. Give me the powder.
But they're so convenient. You get the little packets.
Yeah.
The Organifi packets.
I know, but look at your elements you guys all drink. Like now that we have the ready to drinks.
I know.
When was the last time you mixed a packet?
I'm a sucker for
we do it all. We do it at home all the time.
Oh, do you guys?
All the time.
Oh, I rarely now that they have the ready to drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way you'll get me using the packets now is if my ready to drinks are gone. If I actually dip through all of them, and then it's like, oh damn, I'm out. Now I got to use the packet because I love the fact.
No, I use the little Organifi packets, the little single serving.
Yeah.
I mean, easy.
Those are
Add it to a bottle of water and you're set.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, the bottled water makes it.
I typically don't have one of those bottles with me. That's why. I think that's why I'm bringing that up. Is like I'm always like looking for. Ever since we moved to the new house. One of the there's a couple things that I did, and I know Justin, you're in the middle of still building yours. Yeah. I can't stress to you these little details of making sure as you are building your thing from ground up, you have having a purified water on tap.
Yeah.
One of my biggest pet peeves was filling up water jugs or water bottles all over my house all the time.
Oh my God.
That's
one of the first things in the morning. And so Courtney's done a really good job of like we don't have any plastic bottle. Like I'm the worst. Like I'll go buy a plastic water bottle because I'm just like convenience first. But so I'm there like helping her get the kids ready for school and filling up their water bottle. And it's like they don't fit like in there perfectly, so it's you can't just leave it in there. Like I want one that's like big enough so it can have like a big so it's easy to put in there. But yeah, it's such a pain, dude.
You have reverse osmosis.
Yes.
Do you remineralize? Does it add minerals to it?
I have the one that Doug has, so I don't know if that.
No, you have to add that to your device.
So you could buy trace minerals and add a couple drops to like a couple gallons of water and get it.
Yeah,
in there.
that's what I do.
Yeah, otherwise it's just water.
Yeah. So is that necessary if I'm still doing things like Element and green juice?
Probably not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think it was that big of a deal if I was doing stuff like that. Yeah. Obviously, if that was the only thing I drank, but I always get an Element or a green juice in a day. Yeah. But I mean, the little things like that, I'll tell you, like I think about all these little quirky,
that would be a hack for me.
And it's not crazy. It wasn't crazy expensive. It was just a matter of planning it. Like, hey, I want this sink is going to be dedicated to the water purifier, reverse osmosis.
It's that, and it's the charging station. Like specifically, I have that all mapped out because it's just like the kids' devices and things for school and all these things. And like, dude, I need it organized and I need it all in one place. Plus, then I could be like, put it in the charging station, and then it's dedicated to that. So the rest of like the house, it's like there's no electronics anywhere else.
I'm passing almost a year, right, of being in this place, and if you were to ask me to list these things, it would be all these quirky, dorky little things. Dimmers. I have dimmers on every light switch in the entire house.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Which is like
a big deal.
So it's such a little thing. Yeah, but it's such a dumb little thing that like they don't build the house like that unless you say so. Like you're like, I want every light switch in here to have a dimmer. Every single light light switch in the entire house, has a dimmer to it. The stupid, reverse osmosis water thing. I've got the cubed like slushy ice, which was such a big deal for the little that's a huge deal. You know what I'm saying? It's like these are the things that I go like, this was the best investment ever in the house.
You know what? To the light dimmer thing, if you don't put the right light bulbs in your lights with that, if one of them is wrong, you'll get this weird, sometimes flickering thing going on,
God.
which I have to figure out now in my house because it happens in my house. It's like one of these lights is the light bulb is doing this. I got to go.
I learned from our Truckee place because of all the light bulb switching we had to do. Like that was the other thing I did when I bought. It was like I stocked up on like backup plan. I have a backup storage for every bulb in the place so that if that happens.
This is the most dad conversation.
I know. No, the only thing more than that is like talking about barbecue or directions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or new shoes that you don't need to lace.
What kind of antacids are you taking?
Well, I just think because I know Justin's in the thick of this right now, and I literally we just rolled. I can't believe it's been a year. We just rolled past a year at our place. And I love all of it, and it's awesome, it's beautiful, blessed, all the things. But it's like when I actually think of the things that like
it's those little things,
that give me the most joy. They're not things that cost the most amount of money. It was just thinking through that. Like I value that a lot, and like your charging station's a great example of that. Like making sure you have something like that. You're like, oh, this is such.
Well, it's just I think the everything has to have a place, and that's my mentality. Like going into a new place, like I want organization and like cohesion and them taking shoes off. It's like you put it right here, right after, because it's like this pile that I'm constantly
God bless my wife. She is so.
Oh my God.
She's gifted.
Yeah, you don't care about none of that stuff.
No, well, I care about it, but I suck at it. I'm just not good.
Hey, that's good for. I want somebody else to do it for me.
I'm so blessed.
The clutter kills me.
So my wife is so gifted in how she designs and organizes the house so that it's both aesthetic and it's also practical.
Yeah.
And she makes things look so like I would be the worst. Oh my God. My house would be bare walls.
Oh, dude.
There'd be just chairs and tables and nothing. And
I'm a little neurotic with that.
Are you?
Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah.
It's very design like heavy.
I don't have an eye for that at all.
I don't think I do either. But I value it and appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So
well, I know you and Jessica and you would share pictures.
Yeah.
She likes to send you stuff. I'm an idiot. So she'll, Adam, do you like this? He's like, yeah. She's like, okay, see, it's good. But anyway. You reminded me. You just reminded me of something about like little quirky things. My grandmother used to have toilet seats that were cushioned.
Yeah, I used to.
Do you remember those?
I had a grandma that had those. I love those because they stay warm.
Do they make those anymore?
Cushy tush.
Probably.
Oh, they have to. They have to be somebody who
I'm going to buy some.
Okay, but one thing I never understood was the carpet around it.
Ew.
Why would you ever do that? Have carpet around the toilet?
Every time you
That's still a thing. That's still a thing where you have the carpet right there.
Because your feet, you want them to be warm or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cushioned toilet seats. That's like,
you know what I didn't do? I didn't do in the house because I actually didn't do a lot of. I would have if I redid bathroom floors and toilets. I didn't redo those. When I do, I will do heated floors and a heated toilet seat. Because I get up and pee and go to the bathroom and I sit all in the middle of the night, and there's nothing like we're winters here now. There's nothing like cold ass cheeks on a seat at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I can't believe you're like the most confident man I've ever heard.
I know.
That just loves to talk about how he sits down to pee.
Respect.
It's just like
oh, there you go. There's your cushion seats.
Whoa, there's a $91 seat. What does that one do?
Yeah, I don't know. It has a gel seat.
You know why?
Super comfy on your
but you know what I think is what seems kind of weird about them, Sal, is the cleaning of it. You'd have to have a material that really wipes good clean.
It's vinyl.
It's vinyl.
Yeah, just spray it down with some Lysol or something.
And you're good. Wow,
but they stay warmer. That's what's nice about those.
You need a Japanese toilet seat. A Japanese toilet.
The crazy ones that have like a million buttons.
They have heated seats. They have bidet. They have air drying. All that.
They're almost too much.
Yeah, I've seen some.
Hold on.
You air dry your butthole after you.
Well, yeah. If you have a Japanese toilet, it'll do the whole thing.
It has like a blower under it and everything.
Yeah. You want it dry.
You've seen those before.
I have, but I've never air. They sit there.
Nice little brown eye whisper.
I mean, there's times where it'd be like it would be nice to have that, but that's like you got time. You know what I'm saying? That's those dad moments where you go to the bathroom and you're like going to the bathroom to get peace, and so you're planning on like a 30-minute restroom break. Like that's where a toilet like that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to just take
I've been
my time
banned from the long toilet visits. Can't do it anymore. It was such a huge fight.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
It's your safe space, dude.
Yeah, but it's just
You submitted, huh? You gave up.
Well, it's just
I stuck my ground on that.
Makes good points.
This is. I staked it in the
ground. You want a she shed? I'll build you a she shed.
Yeah.
This is my space.
You're not taking this away from me. You can have a lot of areas. You can't take this from me. This is my time. This is my only time.
I need to get away.
She made good points. All right, fine, whatever. Yeah,
you know why? You abused it. You faked it too many times.
It's not even that. It's just you're there. So it's just like, it's nobody's around.
Where is he?
Yeah, and I realized I saw him.
You got to be a little elusive, a little mysterious.
Anyway.
That's all.
I stopped.
Oh, wow.
The best electrolyte powder is Element. It's got the right amount of sodium to make a difference. No artificial sweeteners, no sugar. Add it to your water. Tastes great. Go check it out. Go to drinklmnt.com/mindpump. With that link, you'll get a free sample pack of their most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase. Back to the show. This segment of the podcast is brought to you by Mind Pump Fitness Coaching. This is the #1 course that teaches trainers and coaches how to build sustainable 6-figure plus businesses and careers in fitness. Look, it's roundtable based, so you can hear Adam, Justin, and myself teaching you how to build a better business, get more leads, close more deals, close bigger deals, and be more effective trainers. By the way, our course is nationally recognized. In fact, it gives you 1.9 CEUs with or for your NASM certification. Find out more at mindpumpfitnesscoaching.com.
Our first caller is Jerry from New York.
Jerry, what's up, man?
How you doing?
What's going on, guys?
What's happening?
Good.
How's it going? How can we help you?
Here we are. So, I sent the email in about a month ago. Listen, I can't put weight on no matter what I do. I've done every freaking split you could imagine. I eat like a house, but I also move a lot. Super active. I do like 18,000 steps a day.
Yep.
I play ball. I play basketball once or twice a week.
Oh, that too, huh?
I've been. What's that?
You do that too, huh? On top of all.
I do.
Oh, that's a lot.
On top of that. But I'm in construction. I'm in the construction in the city, so I'm lifting sheetrock all day. Metal studs. It's just a ton of stuff that I do. But no matter what I do, right now I'm focusing on compound movements. 2 or 3 times a week, about 45 minutes in and out. Decent rest periods. Minute and a half to 3 minutes. Figure I eat 3,500 calories a day. I can't get results no matter what I do.
You're not getting stronger either, Jerry?
I wouldn't say that. I would definitely say I'm definitely stronger than I've ever been. Ever. Even in my 20s, I'm stronger now in my mid-40s than I was now.
Good. Strength is going to lead to size eventually. So at that point, Then it becomes a calorie gain. Yeah. There's a couple things you could do. You could stop the basketball, but if it sounds like you enjoy it. So I won't tell you to do that. The other thing you could do is do less in the gym. I wouldn't do more than 2 days a week. 3 days a week is probably too much. And then I would really consistently, every single day, eat 35 plus 100 calories. Because what's probably happening, and I'd love your feedback on this or your opinion, is you're probably some days eating 35, some days eating 3 or 25, sometimes eating 4. So it might not be averaging as many calories as you think. That typically is what happens with people. So I would always go 35 minimum up to 4,000, lift 2 days a week. And if you keep getting stronger, the muscle will come on your body.
Yeah, too big. You're literally describing, I wasn't in construction, but I was carrying weights around all day as a personal trainer, 8 to 10 hours a day. So like you, I was making 15, 20,000 steps every day. Then I was training 3 to 4 times a week. And then I was playing basketball at least 2 times a week. And same boat, just couldn't. And I think I was eating like 4,000 calories, and I just felt like I couldn't gain it all. Couple strategies that a bit controversial that I'll share that worked for me. I had to find places to sneak in calories, and so this was a time where I started drinking like the fully loaded sugar rock stars, like pre-basketball. I know that's terrible health advice. But I had to find ways that I could sneak in an extra 400 calories, and I tried to make sure I did it when I was doing activity like that, because when you're playing ball, I'm sure you could play for a good hour, 2 hours plus at high intensity like that. That's super aerobic, and that tells your body it's tough to build muscle while you're doing something and so the one thing that will help it? Does it ensure that you're not still going to have a hard time? But will help it is making sure you slam some liquid calories right before and right afterwards. Now, in a perfect world, you do something healthy, you blend a shake and you have some fruit, and that would be the ideal advice. But I know how, I don't know what it looked like for you, but playing basketball was sometimes last minute. I'm in the gym, like, oh, the right guys are playing. I'm like, I just grab my sneakers and I go right in, and then I'm playing. Like, a lot of times the only option I had was, in the refrigerator they had a, Rockstar. I just grab real quick and I would pound it. So that a lot of times will help you sneak those calories in when you need it most right before you play.
Just to add to that, if you have sugar before you're very active, it does, and this is controversial, but this is just what the data shows. It largely negates what we would consider the negative effects of that sugar intake. So the insulin spike and all that, like if you have, even if it was juice, which is the same thing, people are almost the same thing, because you're so active right afterwards, you don't get a lot of the negative effects that you might get from a large intake of sugar. The other thing you could do, Jerry, is if you could have dairy. Are you okay with dairy?
Yeah, it doesn't bother me that much.
Oh, bro, if you had a quart of whole milk every day, with your meals, you drank a glass of whole milk with every meal. That's an easy 400 extra calories plus protein in that. And that's real easy. That's a real easy way to add extra calories, and it doesn't feel like you're eating a ton more food.
I mean, the common thing you're hearing from us right now is like sneaking in these liquid calories, which is kind of the opposite of what we normally tell people. But when you're in this situation, when you're in this situation, and you already feel like you eat a lot of food, it's tough to just eat more food. You're already stuffed. And so finding places that you can slide in the extra 400 calorie drinks, like even if it's like after a meal, slamming that milk down, or right before you work out, or right before you go play ball, slamming that sugar drink, like those things will, because it's purely a calorie thing. If you ate, let's just say, for argument's sake, 5,000 calories every single day, you'd gain weight. You just would. But it's like you move so much and you're active, you play ball. Yeah. You're just at a place where it's really tough to stay consistently. And then the other thing I would also say, we didn't ask you, but it's so.
Yeah, I'm around 100. I weigh about 185. I'm around 180 to 190. In grams of protein per pound of body weight.
Yeah, consistently. If you do that consistently and then just sneaking those calories in,
you'll be good, bro.
That's the secret to this. Yeah. Yep.
That's all
and you suggest just do the compound movements, the 5 compound movements.
That's
I do
it.
like.
Yeah,
it.
you're actually.
I had back surgery, so I try to be careful. So I do the trap bar overhead. I'll do some sort of row, not consistently like a bent over row, but whether a machine row, and then I'll do goblet squats because it's easier on my back with heel elevated, and then I do some sort of. Did I miss one?
I don't know. You do. I think you're good. Did you hear our Great 8 episode? We put 8 exercises on there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple you could modify, like a barbell squat. If that bothers you, can modify that. Especially if there's a belt squat. If you go to a gym with a belt squat, that's great for people with back issues. But yeah.
So the one that's the machine, right? It's got a belt hooked up to it.
That's right. Yep. It's a really, really good replacement.
You can load it a lot, and it doesn't put that stress on that low back. So it
pulls on the hips.
It's a great option. So are Bulgarian split squats too. So there's a lot of other things you can do like that. But I actually, when you said what you were doing lifting wise, I don't think you're far off from an ideal workout. Like you're only training 3 times a week. I think Sal's right. Maybe scale a little bit back. But you're only in there 45 minutes. You're doing the big lift. You're doing the good lifts. I don't think it's your workout. I think it's purely calories. It's just getting in enough calories consistently.
And not putting too much body fat on with that, right?
Well, yeah. If you go crazy with it, you'll put on a ton of body fat. But honestly, I think, let's just say for the conversation, you were averaging 3,500 calories a day. That was your actual average every day. You went up to 4,000. You're not going to gain body fat. You'll just build muscle.
Okay.
500 extra calories a day is not going to make you fat.
Right. All right. That's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Yeah. Keep us posted, Jerry. I'm curious how this goes for you. I know how challenging this can be trying to eat like this.
Oh, I definitely will. I'll email you as soon as I'll give you some progress updates. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
you got it, my friend.
All right,
all right, brother. Get back to work.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. He's could he be more New York? While we're talking, he's looking around. He's like, who's looking at you? What are you looking at over there?
Very shifty.
Yeah. No, listen, it's a uncommon question from a middle-aged man. You don't often hear that. This is usually teenage boys go through this.
Yeah.
But I've worked with the occasional blue-collar worker, and the amount of activity that they do is insane.
Oh, and if you pair that with 2 days of basketball a week,
No.
and when you're playing pickup ball, you're playing for hour and a half, 2 hours easily every time, and high intensity. So you're burning, man.
I remember as a kid, I was 16-year-old kid who works out and is fit, and in the summers I'd work with my dad, and I would be toasted by the end of the day. I just wasn't used to it, and these 50-year-old men would smoke me because for 20 years is what they've been doing. So
they're adapted.
It is you're just active, all work all day long. It's a tremendous amount of calories.
Yeah, I'm going to add one more thing if he listens to this. That's a bit also another controversial piece of advice for someone who's asking a question like this. He's at 13 to 15% body fat.
Yeah.
Sometimes what I'll do, I will go on a little cut first because he's already struggling to hit calories. And then I'd say, if that's really hard right now, why don't we do this? Let's just keep your diet tight. Stay hitting the protein intake, allow yourself to lean out even more and get down to like 7-8% body fat, and then go the other direction.
Yeah.
And sometimes just going in that deficit for a while like that creates that appetite where you're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry.
What the challenge with that is he may notice fatigue at work and all that stuff, but honestly, he also might have been recomping. If he's getting stronger
right.
with what he was doing,
just moving slow.
He's just not seeing the scale go up.
It's very gradual.
Our next caller is Luke from Tennessee.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
What's up, dude?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good.
Pleasure to be here. I love the show, and thanks for taking my call today.
You got it, dude.
You got a professional setup there. What you do?
I'm in sales, so it's kind of work from home type gig.
Nice.
I'm kind of in the field and out on the road a lot. So
Nice.
good deal.
Nice.
but yeah, well, thank you. So yeah, just to kind of get into it, I could just go through my email real quick. Basically, I've been lifting off and on since high school. I'm 43 years old now. Per the usual throughout my life, kind of yo-yoed up and down in weight a little bit. But over the past year, I've really buckled down and solidified more of fitness as a habit. And it's really helped. I started doing MAPS Anabolic Advanced. I did that. I just finished that actually about a week and a half ago. And I was kind of looking where to go next. So I reached out to one of your reps, and they had recommended MAPS 15 Advanced. And I was a little bit curious about that, just going from the amount of volume in MAPS Anabolic going to MAPS 15. And if that's going to be something that's going to, I don't know if I can modify it, or because my goal right now is to get up to 190 pounds, and I'm at 183 right now. So, I don't know. Should I modify it, or should I just stick with the plan and go with it as is? Or is there a different program that you would recommend?
Well, let's get to the bottom of why they probably went that way to you. Let's
Sure.
tell me a little bit about lifestyle, like what's your work? I mean, it sounds like you do work at home on sitting at a desk. So what else you got going on? Kids? What you got? Anything else? What do you got?
Oh yeah. I got kids. I actually coached their 10U softball team, and we just started basketball, so I'm coaching basketball this year too. So our softball season just ended yesterday, so a little bit more time on my hands in the evenings. Yeah.
How's your sleep?
But sleep's good.
Awesome.
Typically around 7.5 hours a night.
Awesome. And then you did MAPS Anabolic Advanced. Okay, so that's the one where you train to failure on 1 week, the next week higher volume.
Right. So this is the one starts out with the strength phase.
Yep.
Where it's really low reps, high weight. Then it goes kind of intermediate.
So that's
raises up to rep.
That's the traditional MAPS Anabolic. So you did the 3-day-a-week version of it, is what you're saying.
3 day a week. Yes. I'm sorry.
Got it.
And then the last phase was like 30 seconds of rest. In between sets. That was kind of a grind.
Yeah. So, and how did you progress through that?
Great. The first two phases, I was progressing awesome. I was reverse dieting at the same time. I'm up to about 4,300 calories, 4,400 calories right now a day, and I'm maintaining 183 pounds. But throughout those first two phases, I was really gaining a lot of strength, a lot of muscle, and things were going great. Like I said, that third phase was kind of a grind, but got through it. And of course, I had to lighten the weight up a little bit, to make sure that I can get through because of the higher rep count too.
Of course. So here's what I think you should do, and here's what I think is going to happen. I think if you follow MAPS 15, the free weight version, which we would say the advanced version, I think what's going to happen at 4,300 calories, moving out of phase 3 for MAPS Anabolic 3 days a week, is you're going to see your strength go up quite a bit. If you see your strength go up by the second week, you're on the right program. If you don't get stronger, then we can add some volume. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to go into it and you're just going to get stronger and stronger, and you're probably going to gain weight, especially at 4,300 calories. Sounds like you have a faster metabolism.
Yeah.
So guys with the faster metabolism tend to do better with a lower volume type of program.
It seems counterintuitive, but it's probably why they led you that direction. Is if you're eating 4,300 calories and you're not really gaining weight, they're probably trying to reduce your volume and see if you can just actually build from a lesser volume program. And I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great strategy. I think you're gonna see strength gains right away. It'll feel like you're not doing a lot, but you'd be blown away how little you have to do to stay on. I mean, I don't know if you've heard us. I remember when we first created that program, and I think I was the first one to go through it. And I remember telling the guys, like, this is wild. This feels like so little amount of volume for me, but I'm building, I'm gaining. It's surprising.
What's your natural body type? Would you say tall and lean, or not lean, but let's say skinnier? Okay.
Tall and lean. Like I'm 6'1", 183 pounds. Now, of course, this time last year, I was about 230 pounds. So I grinded my way down to where I am right now.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to build back up, but do it in the right way. I want to maintain my 10 to 12% body fat that I've gotten to, but I still want to get up to about that 190 pound mark.
Yeah, man, you've done a killer job. If you came from 230, you're eating 4,300 calories. You're down to 10. I mean, you've done a hell of a job. Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah, I think I'll predict that with Mass 15 barbell version, you're going to see some really consistent strength gains. And then from there, you could go back to MAPS Anabolic, or you could try Symmetry, or even MAPS 15 Performance would be another program. But if you see the strength gains coming, you're going in the right direction. That's the best signal. That's like, okay, I'm going in the right direction, and I'm going to start building muscle. And I wouldn't be surprised if you gained 3 to 4 pounds of lean body mass by the end of that program.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And keeping the calories the same too.
Yep. That's the nice part about where going to MAPS 15 is you probably don't need to increase like that. Now, if I saw you after 2 weeks and you feel good, you feel strong, but you're not gaining any weight, I would bump your calories.
Yeah.
So if we like hit week 2 and you're like, okay, I feel good, I'm feeling stronger, but the scale's kind of still hovering around 183, then we have room to still try and bump if you can. But I know eating 4,300 calories is a lot. That's but good problem to have though.
Yeah, it is a lot. And I was kind of curious about that. And that was kind of the second part of my question, which you guys kind of answered already. Like, is there a limit to how far you can reverse diet like that?
No.
I mean, there is diminishing returns.
When you start having adverse effects from it.
Yeah.
You start, your stool is off, or you feel bloated all the time, like you don't feel good. Yeah, interrupts your sleep.
Yep.
But if you feel good, there's no limit. Yeah. I mean, as long as you keep feeling good and better on your way up.
I generally have never seen anybody, a guy, unless they were like a competitive bodybuilder, get up to north of 5,000 calories and stay lean. Generally speaking, I know there's individual variants out there, but you're reaching that top, kind of tier. So I bet, like I said, I think if you keep it there, you're going to see some nice lean body mass gains.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, I'd love to hear back from you too. You're on such a cool path right now.
Let's have you back on. How's that sound? Let's have you back on in a few months. I want to see how you did with 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, brother.
All right,
sounds like a plan.
Yep. Take it easy, man.
Thank you. Y'all too. Bye.
Yeah, when you have so
230 down to 183 and 10%. That's awesome.
If his calories were low,
we say he's 4,300.
43.
Yeah.
So 43 at 10 to 12% body fat. 6'1", 183 pounds, I think he said.
Awesome place to
lower volume is the name of the game. With someone like that.
So I don't know who he talked to on our team, but that's good advice. Yeah, it's good advice.
Yep.
I mean, in here we've talked ad nauseum already about how little volume it takes to even maintain. So he's not going to lose. That's for damn sure.
No.
Like what he won't do is go backwards, which is always the fear when you're that guy, right? You've been doing all this volume, you've been training this much, you got to this point, you're like, wait a second, they're telling me to do less work.
It's so easy to add to.
Right.
The other thing too is he said, and this feels like this in phase 3 of Anabolic. This feels like it for me. MAPS Anabolic being your kind of foundational program, but phase 3, he's like, I grinded my way through that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a nice break on his body and allow his body to, pack on some muscle.
Yep.
It's funny too. I was literally reading an article today with Kevin Levrone. Remember him from the 90s?
Yep.
And he said he never could really get away with really high reps because his metabolism was so fast. He couldn't build the muscle that he needed as a pro bodybuilder. Of course, we're talking about a pro bodybuilder here.
Yeah.
Because he was such a fast metabolism.
Our next caller is Andrew from Canada.
What's
up,
Andrew?
Andrew? I recognize you, man. How you doing?
Make sure I can talk here. Holy shit.
How can we help you, man?
I'll do like everyone else and read my email because I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. So Hi, Mind Pump crew. I need help solving my problem. I'm turning 36 this year, 5'7", hover around 200 currently. I've historically worked out improperly since high school, never longer than 3 to 6 months at a time. I have consistently played a sport, whether it be soccer, basketball, ice hockey, racket sports. I've also skateboarded, biked, rollerbladed, BMX, skate park kind of stuff, which obviously beat the hell out of my legs. February 1st of 2024, I blew my Achilles playing basketball. This was a huge blow to my life on many levels. Mental battle being the hardest one to come back from. Still bugs me every day. Fast forward to today, I've been working out consistently since about May of 2024. That's when I was cleared by my physiotherapist to start resistance training in order to get myself back to normal, or some sort of normal. Basically, we set a goal that I wanted to be able to return to playing basketball as soon as possible. So this led me to training my legs 3 days a week for about 5 to 6 months. From listening to you guys, I know I definitely was overtraining. I would incorporate upper body stuff eventually here and there, but my main goal was getting my legs as strong as possible so that I could get back to playing basketball. I eventually added agility and mobility training in order to get back in game shape, just basically to get back. At some point, my physiotherapist, who's also a friend, found a protocol for Achilles ruptures from an NCAA school. 24, I passed that with flying colors. So by November of 2024, we set a protocol in place for me to return to basketball, and with a minutes progression per quarter type thing, so that I didn't go overboard, because I have a tendency of doing that. I played my first full game in January 2025 and haven't slowed down since. Sorry, guys, I'm sweating like a pig right now. Let's figure out where I was here. Followed a couple different workouts using past knowledge and also an app called Coachify AI. Results varied. Listening to you guys, I was sold on MAPS Anabolic, so there was a bundle with that and the 6-pack abs, so I bought that. Eventually did MAPS Anabolic, recently finished phase 3, and perplexed at my results. I also purchased MAPS Prime around that time and used that every day. I spent about 8 weeks prior to starting the anabolic program in the pre-phase in order to really dial in on some techniques and to get comfortable with a bunch of the lifts. So going through the phases, phase 1, I got stronger in basically every lift. I started squatting around 135. By the end of phase 1, I was hitting 225 comfortably. Bench went from 95 to 170. And deadlift went up similarly to the squat, maybe a bit more, a bit less. Other lifts went up. I don't remember what happened with those exactly. Then I went through phase 2 and 3 and often questioned whether I was selecting the right weights and using the right intensity. Found myself eventually becoming extremely fatigued most days and have random unexpected aches and pains in either muscles, joints, or both. Adding to that, predominantly my hands. Throughout this process, I visited with my family doctor, got blood work done on 2 separate occasions, February and June of 2025. And I do have those results if you guys want to know. Specifically, testosterone is where my brain keeps going based on your podcast. My weight changed from 190 to 200 pounds in that process, but I don't feel leaner. I know I gained strength because my lifts went up, but I feel like I regressed rapidly after making gains early on. I followed the anabolic program 2 days a week because that's what my life fits, and eventually couldn't even muster up enough energy to go more than once a week near the end. Some days, even stretching and mobility work feels like it's too much. Going back to my doctor, she thinks that I'm doing everything correctly and I just need to proceed as I've been doing, whereas listening to your podcast every day makes me wonder what I'm missing. Am I being impatient? Where did I go wrong?
Yeah, good. Blood work came back okay, by the way?
So I'll pull that up real quick. The only one that I wrote down to mention is the testosterone. So the range they tested was 8.4 to 29 nanomoles per liter. February, I was at 9.4, really low. And then June, I went up to 12.7.
Okay, so it's going up. Okay, so it was just too much. That's classic signs of, so when you MAPS anabolic, phase 1 is the lowest volume of all of the phases. Even though it's heavy, the reps are low and you don't hit the same areas each time you work out. In other words, like one day might be bench, the next time would be overhead press. When you get to phase 2, you start doing full body each time. Phase 3, the volume really ramps up. So I would, MAPS 15 would probably be the program that would have you continuously progressing.
I was thinking MAPS 15 Performance just because it's basketball.
Oh,
so
MAPS 15 Performance would be great.
Yeah.
That would probably be the ideal amount of volume with your lifestyle and how your body is responding. That's why you saw good progress in phase 1.
Yeah, bro, you're doing pretty good overall. I mean, this is also part of, the process too. I mean, you've made a lot of really good strides in the right direction. I mean, to recover from Achilles alone is, I know what that's like. That's a pain in the ass. And then to get where you're at weight-wise, to see strength go up in all of your lifts. A little bit of a setback, but I think to Sal's point, you just classic over just a little bit of too much volume for where you're currently at, especially if you're coupling that with men's basketball. Like, what's a typical week for you playing ball?
When I'm not on the road working like I am right now, I usually work out Tuesday mornings, and then men's basketball is Thursday night.
Okay. And then what do you mean on the when you're traveling for work? What does that look like and how often?
So it's typically 1 week per month. I'm out on the road, staying in a hotel, eating at restaurants. When I'm on the road, I typically do find a gym to play basketball once and work out once if I'm able to stay consistent with my routine. That is, of course, during figure skating season for my daughter. When figure skating season is done, then I can get to the gym twice a week and still play basketball.
Okay. And how does sleep normally for you?
I'm a father of 5, ranging from 17 years old down to 14 months. So sleep is broken.
Okay. Well, there's the answer. MAPS 15.
That's another full-time job, dog.
That's more than a full-time job. 5 kids. God bless you, by the way. Young man with 5 kids. What a blessing. That's amazing. MAPS 15 Performance and MAPS 15 are the programs you need to live in.
Yeah.
That's your workout, bro. Especially with broken sleep, all those kids, you work a full-time job.
No need to do more than
1
that.
week you're gone. Adding just a bunch of strength training, it's just not, your body's not going to respond well to it. That's why phase 1 works so well for you. By the way, in phase 1, to go from 135 to 225 in, what was that, your squat? That's a dramatic increase in volume by itself. Even though the sets were the same, you went up 90 pounds in a single lift. Your bench press went from 95 to 170. That's almost double. You almost doubled your strength.
Yeah.
So if you go MAPS 15 Performance and MAPS 15 and you just go back and forth between those two, you're probably going to see nice, consistent progress. And I don't think you need to add anything else until your life changes dramatically, which you got a 15-month-old kid. It's not going to be like that for another 4 years.
And don't make the mistake when you start feeling better to try and do more. That's typically what happens.
Feeling good is a good sign.
Yeah, stay in that place and hover around that. I think that's where you need to be. But a mistake guys make is all of a sudden they start feeling good. They're like, oh yeah, and they start ramping it up and start doing more. It's like, no, just. Yeah.
I'm glad I asked too. You said, as soon as you told me you had 5 kids and all that stuff, it's like, oh yeah,
that confirms it.
That confirms it.
So with MAPS 15, how do I make that work if I'm going 1 day a week?
So you're only able to go to the gym 1 day a week.
I could go more, but I don't want to sacrifice family time, so I choose not to.
Gotcha.
Right.
Do because what it looks like is about a 15 to 20 minute workout with a barbell. Do you have access? Do you have any equipment at home?
I mean, he could choose to do one day of MAPS Performance. Just pick the work at one, and that's all.
That's another way to do it.
Yeah,
that'd be another way to do it. Or use the suspension trainer in MAPS 15, the original, and then you'd use a suspension trainer on the days you're not in the gym, and then one day you go to the gym and use the barbell. Would be the other way to do it.
I have no equipment at home right now. I'm working my way back to getting some. I sold it all to my brother a few years ago.
So
I mean, that's not a bad. Okay, if I'm trying to be home around my family and kids, that's primary, like the focus here. So that's the reason why I'm only going to the gym 1 or 2 days a week. then Sal's idea of a $80 MAP suspension, like suspension is super cheap. You buy it one time, you're set, and you can literally do the whole program from home.
That's right.
So you're right there, and you do 15. It's 15-minute increments. So you literally sneak away for 15 minutes.
And then the one day you go to the gym, you could do the barbell version, and that's the original Mass 15 is what I would do then.
All right, guys, I lost you for about 15 seconds there.
No problem. What you would do is you would use the suspension trainers on the day you're home, and the one day you go to the gym, you would do the barbell workout. But each time is about 15 to 20 minutes. And that's
or literally never go to the gym except for to play ball.
That's right. Mm-hmm. You could also do every workout with a suspension trainer.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially,
I do like going to the gym. Sorry to interrupt you, because I like the camaraderie of seeing the same people all the time and just using equipment.
Would you prefer to do an hour workout once a week instead?
That's what I do right now.
Okay, so you would like to keep it that way.
It's working.
Let's do this then. Let's give you MAPS Performance instead. We're going to switch it out, and you're going to pick. You got me there?
I'm not sure what you said after I said it's working. Sorry,
no worries.
Guys.
I'll give you MAPS Performance. Okay, stay out of the last phase. You're going to go to just the first few phases. Don't do the last phase. And do one foundational workout once a week. The next week, do the next foundational workout. The next week, do the next foundational workout. And that's what you're going to do.
Okay. And when life kind of goes outside of figure skating season, then I can kind of follow the program.
You're going to be a while, bro.
It's going to be a while. I think that'll be ideal for you for a long time, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what, reach back out to us and, in a year of doing that, like you should stay there for quite some time.
That's right.
And if you find a little more time, then do the mobility days at home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like stick to one day of the foundational lifting at the gym, since that's what's working really well for you. And that's a good program for playing sports and everything you got going on. And then if you feel ambitious, you could literally do a lot of the mobility work right there at your house. So you could the mobility stuff, you can add that throughout the week and that'll help you.
Okay.
Yep.
That's amazing.
We'll send that to you, bro.
Yeah, we'll send that over to you.
I appreciate that greatly and appreciate your time.
Of course. Andrew, are you already, I know you and I have talked before online. Are we talking in Facebook or on Instagram? Where do I normally talk to you at?
I sent a question in a while ago on Instagram.
Okay. So we'll put you in the private forum too. So we have access to you and you can just reach out to us.
I think we lost them.
Did put on the show. That's the extent though.
All right. We're going to put you in the forum too, brother.
Oh, I'm back. I can hear you guys.
Yeah. We'll put you in the forum.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You got it, man.
All right.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. I really appreciate the perspective you guys give on being a father.
Yeah.
It really helps a lot.
No, that's God bless you, man.
Yeah.
5 kids, 36 years old. You're doing good things.
You're the man.
Appreciate it.
All right, Andrew.
Take it easy.
Take care, guys.
That's great. Yeah. As soon as he said I have 5 kids.
Yeah. On top of his living labor.
Top of his job.
Yeah.
36 with 5 kids, that's.
Yeah.
So his kids are like pop, 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 all the way up. That's a lot, dude. Parents need to understand. Well, I think parents get it. But I think what happens when you're a parent is you do all this stuff with all your kids.
You try and take
and then you look at a workout and you judge it based off of what somebody without kids and at that responsibility should be able to do. So you're like, 2 days a week, that's not too much. It is when you live your life for your family.
Yeah.
Which is that's what you do when you have a family, is you live your life for your family. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy. It's a lot of stress. And you can't keep throwing stress at yourself.
I mean, personally, what I heard from him, I like your suspension trainer idea. I do suspension at home all day. And then if for the camaraderie, I go play basketball once a week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my
just stick there.
Yeah. That's my meeting up with the guys and getting my little break from the home. But then the rest of the time, I'm going to do MAP suspension at home. I think that's good too.
Totally.
Our next caller is Myra from Montana.
Myra, welcome back.
How you doing, Myra?
What's happening?
Hi, thanks, gentlemen. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Give us an update. What's going on?
Yeah, so I called in with my traumatized butt and took care of the bodies. I upped my calories a little bit and I ran Muscle Mommy, which was super fun, not gonna lie. I guess my question is, while I was able to see improvement in my strength, I don't felt like I built muscle the same way. So it didn't look like I gained anything, even though my strength was progressing. So my question is that just how the program was written? Because I know generally women don't want to look bulky, or is it more of a reaction of all of the other activity that I'm doing right now?
So how much strength did you gain? Let's start there. Give me an idea, like with a lift that you started at and then where you ended up.
My squat went up about 10 pounds, deadlift went up 15, and bench went up 10.
Okay. So we saw some good strength gains. And the strongest correlate, in other words, the strongest evidence or predictor of muscle growth is strength. There is no stronger predictor. So if you're getting stronger consistently, then you are going to build muscle. And it's likely you did build some muscle. Now, the strength gains weren't so large that I'm like, oh yeah, you probably gained pounds of muscle, but you're moving in the right direction. And the program, all of our programs, although there are avatars we design them for, they're all strength training. So they're all designed to build muscle in one way, shape, or another, including Muscle Mommy. Now, what about your nutrition? Did you increase your calories through that period of time?
Yeah, so I went up about 100 right at the start, and then I just stayed there for the whole program.
You got to increase your calories.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Sounds like you were doing all the right things. Ideally, we probably would have increased calories about 100 calories every week or every other week throughout the program.
I would have liked,
you would have seen that.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have seen you 500 calories higher by the end of the program at least.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just bumped it up in the beginning and kept it there.
Where did you stay at? What calories?
In between 2,000, 2,100.
Oh, yeah. Get you up to 23, 24, 2,500 calories, and we'll see some muscle gain.
Yep.
So what this tells me, Myra, is that the programming was perfect. The limiting factor was the
calories.
Calorie intake.
Okay.
In fact, I bet
love to see you run it again with the calories.
That's right. I bet you strength gains would have probably been either at least 2 to 3 times higher than what you saw with more food.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
I'm like every other person and concerned about the fat gain with that big of a jump. Is there a way to just increase slowly versus 100 a week, or is that just rip off the Band-Aid and go?
You can, Myra, but I want to put this in perspective for you. If you increase by 100 calories, right, another 100 calories, and let's pretend it did all go to body fat, it would literally take you at that rate, it would take you almost, 3 weeks before you could even put on a half a pound to a pound of body fat. Imagining that it did. But if you're lifting a good program
and you're getting stronger,
it's going to get partitioned to building muscle.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you even got a little leaner with such a slow reverse.
Yes.
In fact, I would bump you right out
300
right out the gates, 200 to 300 calories.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
My concern with that is when I started the reverse diet about a year ago, I was going really slow, and after about 6 months, I had already put on 7 pounds.
You look lean.
Yeah.
So, do you know what your body fat percentage is at?
I don't.
Yeah.
I had it tested probably 2 years ago and it was at 14, but that was way before I was lifting a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised just by looking at your arms and shoulders that you're probably 20, maybe even lower. And right around 20, 21, 22% is a good body fat percentage to build muscle. It's also lean. So I would not be if you were my client and I was able to coach you throughout this whole process, I would jump you up faster. But I'll let you keep it conservative so you can stay comfortable. But if you were my client, I'd have you go 400 calories right now.
I mean, Myra, I'd love to see you in our Muscle Mommy group just because that's one of the most common things that people are going through in that group. Fear. Yeah, is trying to reverse diet. So I'd say 80% of the women in that group are in a similar situation as you, is trying to reverse diet and build muscle. And so if you're open to going in, there's a 7-day free trial. You can go in there, just check it out. I mean, you're also coached too every week.
I'm also reading your question right now, and you're also a group fitness instructor. So 3 days a week, you're leading a class.
Correct.
Oh,
your calories are really low.
We got to eat a lot more.
Yeah, I think you should go up 300 calories. If you're doing the 3 classes a week plus Muscle Mommy, plus you're already lean, you saw some strength gains. That tells me the programming's working. At the extra calories are going to go to muscle. They're going to go all to muscle. You'll see some great gains.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's the other question I have for you. Are you feeling the glutes any more than you were before?
Yes.
Yes.
I am.
That's awesome.
Yes, I know, right? Score. I think it was mostly just like really pushing the weight on the thruster. I'm up to like 300 pounds now, and that is trick.
That'll do it.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
Where did you start with the thruster? What was your weight at when you
feed it now?
Yeah, what was the weight you were using before?
Probably 210.
Oh yeah. 90-pound increase. That's phenomenal.
Myra, you're doing good. We feed
Eat more food.
We feed you a couple hundred more calories at least, and you're going to see that.
Yeah,
but you know, if the psychological part, I know how difficult that can be. That's the reason why I'm recommending the group. It's just so you have other women that are doing it too. Common. We can all talk and share. You got the coaching checking in with you every week. Just for that reason, not because I think you're doing anything wrong, but just because I know the psychological part is challenging when you're asking someone to increase calories that. And just having the community and the trainers supporting you through that process, I think you're going to crush.
That's right.
Yeah, I looked into the group and I didn't match any of the avatars. I'm like the overtrainer.
No, that was just literally, that was a marketing tool for us to get people in and try it out. It's
group coaching for women who want to build muscle and strength.
You're going to love it. Get in the group. Just go straight to musclemommymove.com and then just go straight in and do the trial. And then we'll see you in there. Say hi and start coming in there and talking with people, and you'll see you're gonna get a lot. And show up to the calls if you can. If you can't show up, then watch the recordings when we have them, so that you can continue to hear the advice and go through it. But I think you're going to crush it.
Now, Myra, the other thing too, if I recall, do you overall feel disconnection in the lower body, pelvic area in general?
Yes.
Okay. And I had recommended acupuncture, and I see your question up there that you don't want to lay on a table with your butt out. That's not how acupuncture works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's not how that works. So what you would say to the acupuncturist is, from here to here, I just feel less connection, and I'm not sure why. And they might ask you some questions. It might be related to past issues, trauma, whatever. And then the way that the acupuncture works is not necessarily the needles go where you need where you think you need them.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of times it'll be like in your shoulder. It's like the weirdest thing ever.
Or your ear.
It's a trip to do it when you're like, wait a second, it's over here, and I'm feeling like, just trust me, watch, and they do it. And you're like,
and if you feel an emotional release during it, then you know you're moving in the right direction.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And that doesn't sound so intimidating.
No. I've never had my butt out.
Myra, get in the group. You're gonna.
The group is number one.
It's gonna be perfect for where you're at right now. You did a great job already in the program. The program is right for you. We just need to bump the calories.
Totally.
And I know how challenging you're gonna. And I'm telling you right now, you're gonna have moments during that time where you're like, oh God, this is too much. This doesn't feel right. And just having the trainer kind of talk you off that ledge saying, no, you're kicking ass, you're doing great.
I wouldn't be surprised if you got your calories up to 2,800 calories at a point.
Yep.
And you're just going to be strong and have muscle.
And lots of glutes.
Awesome. That sounds great. So you would recommend just running Muscle Mommy again?
Yep.
I was thinking of Symmetry.
No, run Muscle Mommy.
You could do Symmetry, but I like Muscle Mommy for you.
The fact that it worked that good with and that low of calories, I want to see what it looks like with 300 more calories.
100%.
Just keep it going.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, Myra.
Well, thank you so much for your help, guys.
You got it. Good to see you again.
Yeah, we'll be checking up on you.
Okay, sounds great.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, when I looked at her question, so for the listeners, they'll also write a question in, and sometimes we don't get all the information when we're talking to them. And as I'm looking up, I'm like, oh, you're leading 3 group exercise classes a week.
Yeah, it's a lot of extra activity.
And you're only eating 20-something hundred calories. What'd she say, 21? And I'm looking at her, and you can tell from her upper body, she's probably still in the teens with body fat percentage. So a calorie bump was it. And the fact that she got stronger was just the programming. The programming is what did it. She just didn't feed herself enough.
Yeah.
Once she increases her calories,
she can connect and everything where she
just
wants
for
to.
people listening. For people listening right now, if I was working with her and I knew I could be there with her to coach with her, I would have her bump 400.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be like, watch what happens.
Yes.
And then I'd have to talk her off the ledge, 15 different times.
Yeah, because she's going to feel fuller than she's felt.
That's right.
And then she's going to hold a little bit more water and then think that's body fat. And so that's why I want her in the program is just for that. Just because she's going to have that moment.
That's right.
Talk
and I know Alyssa or Corinne will be like, honey, you're doing perfect.
That's right.
Just watch what happens. And then once she gets over that and then starts to see what she's wanting, it'll change
And then,
everything.
like you said, a lot of glutes.
Yeah.
All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. Walking, it's one of the best things you can do for your health, bar none, but there's a better way to approach it. Yes, you can just walk, but if you follow the right protocol, it's far more effective. Let's talk about
walking. I can't wait to hear your walking protocol.
Well, there is. There is a protocol. So, and I'll start with the first thing, right? Because just first off, let me start with this. One of the reasons why walking is such a great form of just activity is because it's low risk of injury. Now, some